Welcome, Wapham crew, guys, gals, ghouls, friends, fiends, foes, whoever may be listening beyond the Omniverse tonight. Secure your tinfoil hats, buckle down tight, and hold on loosely as we soar over the rocky tops of the La Platas on a rocky mountain high, get sucked into the vortex of the Four Corners, and settle down snugly at mile marker 420 in colorful Colorado. It is Saturday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Sunday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, for those of you across the pond and beyond. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. And thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. Yeah, I couldn't get my Beats to connect to my computer, so man, I was frantically trying to get something to work. These earbuds right here only last for so long, so I'm hoping that between hours I can charge it and it won't turn the sound off. I don't know. And I haven't figured out how to turn my Beats on. One of my JLab earbuds got lost, so don't know where the heck that thing is. So unfortunately, Psychic Chris Garcia was not able to be on the show this evening. We rescheduled him for the 18th, which is Armed Forces Day. So we'll be having him on then. Hopefully everything's going all right with him. Not sure what exactly is going on there, but hey, we got each other. Let's do this. So I'm your host, TessaTNT. We are broadcasting live from the Mile High Clubhouse. I'm so grateful you could join us this evening. If you want to listen to us live, you can listen to us at KPNL Radio, which you can find on KPNL Radio at kpnl-db.com. You can also find us live on eTalk Radio, which you can find at etalk.tv/radio, as well as Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. If you don't mind going on over to our YouTube, mosey on over there, give that like button a little flip, and please subscribe if you're into any of the topics that we talk about. So I was trying to figure out what to do since Chris wasn't going to be here this evening, and it was either story time. I have the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I was thinking about doing that, and then there's also creepy TikToks, which I really enjoy. So I don't know, what do you guys think? A lot of this is really up to you guys as well. So let me panel this music down. That was called The Creeper. We like to use that for story time. But I like to have that as background noise too, just to make sure everything's working, everything's bouncing, looking good, looking good. All right, I'm going to have to switch things over here as well. That way, everyone can hear the TikToks. If there's any issues, you guys, please just let me know. And let's get on into it as far as sharing some creepy TikToks. So let me go ahead and get to my share screen. Oh man, yeah, I really hope these earbuds don't let me down. Don't let me down, earbuds. All right, present. And I really do wish these were a little bigger. Okay, so creepy TikToks, true story. We're going to start with that. Then during the break, I'm going to try to pull up some other ones that I've really been thinking about doing. Sorry I didn't have time to do that because I was trying to get the sound to work. It's crazy, the soundboard won't work unless you have earphones or earbuds hooked up to it. So let's go ahead and see what we got here.
One of the scariest true stories I have ever heard. Back on October 17, 1941, police found the lifeless body of 73-year-old Philip Peters inside his Denver, Colorado home. He'd been bludgeoned with an iron rod. Strangely, all the doors and windows in the house were locked and there were no signs of forced entry. While this was going on, Peters' wife had been in the hospital recuperating from a broken hip. She returned to her now empty house along with a housekeeper to help care for her. Over time, both women became increasingly terrified as they began to hear strange noises throughout the house in the middle of the night. Eventually, Police staked the home out. Then on July 30th, 1942, one of them noticed some movement inside the house. They burst in and ran upstairs to the attic just in time to see a pair of skinny legs sliding inside a tiny trapdoor. Police reached in and dragged out a skeletally thin homeless man named Theodore Edward Conies. The 59-year-old Canadian immigrant had broken into the house weeks earlier and found a tiny trapdoor in the attic that would have been too narrow for any normal-sized man, but not for someone as scrawny as he was. Conies had been living inside the house completely unbeknownst to Mr. and Mrs. Peters. That is until one night when Mr. Peters caught him downstairs stealing food from the fridge. After that, an altercation ensued, and Conies beat the life out of the old man. It was because of Conies' narrow stature that the press dubbed him the Denver Spider-Man. So the next time you hear a strange noise inside your house, you might want to check to make sure you really are truly alone. One of the scariest true stories I've ever heard. Back on October 17, 1941, police found the lifeless body of...
Is it true? I do not know.
There was a girl who couldn't leave her room every October 10th of the year.
Why October 10th?
This is why. So the mom, whenever the date came, she would mark it on the calendar. She would circle it. She would highlight it. Make sure that her kid was in her room with no windows and stuff.
Yeah.
She never told her kid why, right? And whenever she had school on that day, or if she had to do something else that day, she's like, nope, you're not allowed to leave the house. So every year, both of them would, on October 10th, they would lock themselves in a room with no windows, right? And every year, fam, you would hear someone ring the doorbell on the house.
Yeah.
Right? But the mom obviously is with the child. So she's like, no, we're staying in this room, we're staying in this room. And as soon as midnight hits and October 11th comes,
Yeah.
the knocking, the ringing of the doorbell disappears.
Well, why that day? Like, what?
Exactly. Trust me, it's building up. It's building up. So one day, there was a girl who couldn't leave her room every October 10th of the year.
Why October 10th?
Creepy. All right. Let's see what this one is. Let me pause it really quick if I can.
So this happened when I was 20 years old. I'm 22.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, Interesting Stories 89 is who this is by. I want to give credit where credit's due.
Now, so it's not that long ago. While in college, I was a babysitter during the week for a family, and sometimes I would nanny for this other, wealthier family on the weekends. They would go away often on the weekends and leave their 2 kids, so I would stay at the house for the weekend with the kids. They had a whole dedicated guest bedroom just for me, and the family was super nice, so it was honestly great while it lasted. It happened in the fall. The leaves were all falling and it was chilly outside. I had gotten to the house Friday, and Friday night went completely fine. I just played with the 2 kids, who I'll nickname James and Jessica. James was 7, Jessica was 5. They were both cute and well behaved. Their bedtimes were 7:30 for Jessica and 8:30 for James. During the day, I'd play with each of them with their toys. The family had 2 dedicated rooms for their toys, one for Jess, one for James. Jessica loved her dolls and doll houses. I spent a lot of time playing with her. James loved playing his video games, so I'd watch him play. These kids really had everything, and the house was gorgeous. It was a giant property with a big pond in the middle. It had a separate 3-car garage, and then a pool with a pool house across the pond, which was also a bar and rec room, with a pool table and darts, arcade games, and a giant TV and multiple sofas. This family was so well off and over the top that they even had an intercom that connected from the pool house to the actual house, so that if you press a button on the wall in either place, it would ring and then you could talk through it. The pool house also had a giant window that overlooked the pond and had a view of the house. So after the kids went to bed, I was free to do as I pleased for the night. It was great. I wasn't supposed to have friends over though. That was a rule I respected. I would just FaceTime my friends and watch movies in the pool house to pass the time. It was not a bad place to have free time in, I'll tell you that. I started getting hungry, so I walked back across the property to the house, entered the code to let myself in, and went to the kitchen. They had so many snacks and food that I was allowed to help myself to. I grabbed a frozen snack from the freezer and threw it in the microwave. And when I was done, I went back across the property to the pool house. I liked hanging out in there more because I could be louder on the phone and have the TV as loud as I want without waking the kids. I I was on the couch eating, watching the movie White Chicks, while texting a bunch of my friends. I was just in the middle of telling my friends how great of a gig this was, when the intercom beeper gave me a heart attack. I went to go press the answer button, and I heard Jessica's voice on the other end, saying she's scared because she keeps hearing noises. Usually she'd sleep through the night, so I'd have to go tuck her back in. I set my food down and ran back across the yard to the house. I entered through the door with the code lock again and went to Jess's room. She must have ran straight back to her bed after we got off the intercom, because she was already back in her bed all scared. I went to tickle her and tuck her in, just so she wouldn't be scared anymore. When she felt better, I left her room, shut the door, and walked down the hall back to the kitchen to grab some wine. As I was looking for a wine opener, I heard the ever so lightest crack in the wood floor from another room. I froze and looked in that direction, instinctively waiting for a second sound. I didn't want to start freaking myself out now. I didn't want Jessica saying she's hearing noises to get in my head. I was thinking it was a regular house settling noise. I admit I was a little creeped out now, but I left the lights and TV on in the pool house, so I had to go back. I went outside, locked the door with the code, and ran across to the pool house. I sat back down on the couch and resumed eating the rest of my food. I didn't end up bringing the wine. I still had White Chicks on, though I was mostly just getting distracted on my phone. Then that damn intercom went off again, making me jump in my seat. I hurried to answer it, and when I did, there was silence on the other end. "Jessica," I said into the mic. I thought for sure I heard someone breathing, but that's all I could hear.
All I know is they need to find a new babysitter for sure.
I said both Jessica and James' names at least 3 times each. Now I was actually starting to become terrified. I called my friend Kelsey and told her I want her to come here because I'm actually getting really scared. I told her that the little girl I'm watching said that she was hearing noises, and then I heard a noise, and now someone pressed the intercom button but didn't say anything. I felt like it was not something one of the kids would do. I was still on the phone with Kelsey, who was telling me to stop being paranoid, but she also sounded drunk. I was looking out the window to the house the whole time I was on the phone with her. The hallway lights turned on. I told Kelsey this, and any ounce of possibility that it was one of the kids disappeared when a large figure stepped into... So this happened when I was 20 years...
Oh, heck no. Alright, so this one... Haunted TikToks, proving that my house is haunted.
Is your stuff working?
Oh, I believe so. Let me look.
Check the Wi-Fi. Is there any lag?
Hold on. It's really small. Don't be resetting it or anything. Okay, it's getting bigger.
Mine's not.
I'm sorry, boy. Are you on the computer? I don't know.
I'm trying to do that.
This is Tristan. Hit record.
Sorry, Boyle.
Alright.
I'll have to get a hold of them later.
Ooh.
Century stink.
I'm just...
Yes.
I was just seeing if I could reset it.
No.
What time is it?
Play your footage. Stop. Play it live.
7:17.
So 30 minutes ago, I would have been able to reset it.
Yep. That's not real. I hate when they do stuff like that. Freaking jump scare. I don't know if it scared you, but... And I'm pretty sure I've seen that one before, too.
The man...
This is... Okay. Before we go on with this one, this is The Paranormal Files. This fella here is Colin Brown. Spelled with an E-N. But yeah, this guy here is very disturbing. I've heard this story before.
in this photo is one of the worst sexual offenders in the history of Ohio. This man's name was Brian Peppers. For years, this photograph circulated on the internet attached to his story of sexual abuse, and nobody believed that it was real. But some fact-checking was eventually done, and yes, Brian Peppers was a real man with a real peppered past. So Brian was born with something called Cruzon syndrome. And when Brian was younger, he was bullied incessantly by people in his school. So as Brian grew older over the years, his body quickly began to grow weaker, and eventually his mental health deteriorated to such a point that he had to be checked into a nursing home. But it was in the year 1998 when Brian was arrested and convicted of molesting somebody. According to the report, he actually sexually abused the nurse that was taking care of him in the nursing home. Brian was then removed from the nursing home. He spent 30 days in jail, and he was on probation for 5 years. After this incident, Brian was on the sex offenders registry in Ohio up until his death. When he died, Brian Peppers was only 4 foot 1 inches tall, and he passed away on February 7th, 2012, which, eerily enough, is the day that I'm posting this TikTok, and I didn't even realize it until I read that just now. The man in this photo is one of the worst sexual offenders in the history of Ohio. This man's...
I would say, man, this internet stuff with Century Stink is really getting irritating. I need to call them back again. I called them on the 27th. And then they sent me a thing for new service. I don't need new service. I need a new router.
These are the most disturbing torture devices I saw at the Torture Museum in Amsterdam. This device is called the garrote. And again, when I first saw it, it really didn't seem that bad. But then I found out why it's actually been called the harshest execution method of all time. The garrote was used during medieval times, and even later all around the world for punishment, execution, and even as a tool for assassinations. The most recent case I found happened less than 50 years ago in Spain. So how does this device work? The victim is held in place by a collar that's made of iron here but can also be made with wires. It's then tightened all the way, the spike piercing through the victim, supposedly crushing their brainstem. But it didn't always work, because the spike would often miss the brainstem, so it would just be buried in the victim's head until they passed, which allegedly could take over 15 minutes. But we're not done, because there's just a few more to devices. Spike piercing through the victim, supposedly crushing their brainstem. But it didn't always work, because the spike would often miss the brainstem, so it would just be buried in the victim's head until they passed, which allegedly could take over 15 minutes. But we're not done, because there's just a few more torture devices I saw in this museum, so follow to hear all their backstories. These are the most disturbing torture devices I saw at the Torture Museum in Amsterdam.
I would say, and they have all kinds, and I don't know what that's all about. Maybe it's because back in the day there really wasn't that much to do, and so people had a lot of time to think of how to torture people, and they came up with some very scary yet very interesting ways of doing things. I don't know, pretty kooky. All right, let's see. Sebastian K22.
This is one of the worst cases in human history. This is the murder of Christine Siluan. She was from the Philippines and was a volunteer in church, and she used the church every day from 4 to 6 p.m. On the day of her murder, she went to church as per her schedule, but she didn't come home after that. Her parents then started to worry, and they began searching for her with their neighbors. And what they found is absolutely horrid. They found her body in a farm where half her face was sliced like a piece of pizza, and her face was literally skinned down to her skull. Also, her brain was completely destroyed by acid. The police then started investigating, and they checked the cameras and found out that she was with a guy. The people started protesting about this case, and the case was then given to special officers. They had a lot of pressure on this. A week before this happened, she broke up with her boyfriend, so the police took him into custody, and he was proving that he was at home all day when she was murdered, but officers were completely tired of this case, and they then sentenced him as the murderer. But after a few months, a thief was caught in a store where he confessed that he murdered and raped Christine. He said he started talking to her on Facebook with a fake account and was using fake photos of another guy that was pretty good looking. Christine fell for the guy and she assumed that he was about 20 years old and they started texting daily. One day they both decided to meet up at 6 p.m. near the church she went to. But upon arriving, Christine noticed that this was not the guy she was talking to and he was around 40-ish years old. She then refused to talk to him and tried to go back, but he held her hands extremely forcefully. He then took her far away from town and raped her repeatedly and put iron rods inside her personal organs.
Oh no.
He then cut her face in half and then skinned her whole head down to the skull. And to make it even worse, he put acid inside of her head. The autopsy also revealed that her tongue, trachea, esophagus, parts of her neck, and her right ear were missing. The self-proclaimed killer of this case, named Renato Lanis, said that he used barber-type scissors and stabbed her 30 times on different parts of her body and skinned her face. Christine Silouan was only 16 years old, and this case is extremely haunting. There's a picture of her body that was found in the field, but Google did a really good job of not showing it and hiding it. So even if you do go looking for the picture, I don't think you're going to find it. This is one of those cases that after you get done reading it, you just feel some sort of uneasiness. I feel so bad for Christine's family, and I can't imagine finding my daughter in this state. May Christine Silouan rest in peace. This is one of the...
Definitely rest in peace. That's so tragic. Heart starts. Let me see who this is.
This is maybe the scariest urban legend I've ever
Heart Starts Pounding is this TikTok channel.
heard, and it ended up being true. Back in the 1970s, there was this terrifying fun house in Long Beach, California called The Laugh in the Dark. And there was always this urban legend that all the mannequins inside were fake, except for one. Also, mind you, this is what this week's episode is about, so if you don't want spoilers, just listen to the episode. This urban legend came to be because there was one mannequin inside that just looked wrong. All of the other ones looked fake, but this one in particular looked way too human. And a bunch of the kids also said the area that the mannequin was in just smelled really, really bad. So a few
yeah, there's a reason for that.
years go by, and one day a film crew comes in and is using Laugh in the Dark for a film set. The director's lining up a shot, and he just doesn't like the way this one mannequin looks in frame. So he goes over to a crew member and he's like, hey, can you just move this out of the shot? So the crew member goes over and starts moving the mannequin when its arm pops off. And inside of the mannequin's arm is human bone. The kids had been totally right. The mannequin was a mummified body. There's so much more to this story, like who the person was and how they got there, and I talk about the whole thing this week on the episode. This is maybe...
That's Gwody. Creepy things found in the woods. This is by Haunted TikTok. Okay, so the last one we saw that had the little eye with the slash through it. Are you sure you want to watch this? Yeah, so hopefully this isn't another jump scare fake video. Let's check it out and see what's up. Let's watch it anyways. Haunted TikToker.
Fucking excuse me? Beware of bear? The fuck, Richard? Well, I found the fucking bear right as I was delivering the package. Just trying to get in the video now, but... Hey guys, you wanna go scare it?
Oh no, not me!
There's somebody watching you on the back.
What?
Where?
Creepy. Oh, peeking out from the tree. I see it.
Oh my
it just
god.
moved.
Oh my god.
Alright, going randonauting. And it took us to this shady park in the middle of nowhere, so let's see what we find. All we see so far is like trees, a bridge. I think we have to go over this bridge, and our location's a little down there. What the fuck?
I am. I don't think this one's real either, but it's really creepy.
Should we keep going? What the fuck? Oh my god, is she following us?
See? Do you think that's real? I don't think so. Nice try, though. Nice try. They found my uncle dead in the woods type-ish. Alright, let's see who this is. Alright, so this is by unnoticed.pc. The Unnoticed Podcast. A lot of crazy stuff be happening in
So
Mexico.
this story
Tell you
happened
what.
in Mexico, and it actually happened to
Ooh.
my uncle. They found my uncle dead in like the woods.
Oh, okay.
What happened was is that he used to get drunk a lot. He would always go with my other uncles and stuff. They would walk from like spot to spot or whatever, right? They were saying that they literally saw a beautiful woman, telling them to follow her. Well, like spooked them out is they literally saw that she was floating, so they dipped. So this one time, I think he went by himself to go drink, to go do what he regularly does, but he never came back home. So they went looking for him, and then they said that they found him like out in the campo type shit, like just laying on the floor.
He had no injuries on him?
Nah, nothing, bro, nothing. They said that he died from regular causes, but why would he be just laying there on the floor? And they're saying that maybe he saw it again, but this time he actually followed her. So this story happened.
What? I don't know. Ooh, scary tribes in the Amazon. Ooh, creepy. Okay, so this is by Podcast Clips 9.
If you're ever camping alone in the forest, which is something that I started doing when I was young there, if you ever hear animal sounds that are not quite right at night, you get up and leave. Because if they're getting close to you and they don't want you to hear human sounds, they'll start communicating in animal voices. And so, yeah, there's a few guys that were out there, and they started hearing, like, sounds that were just a little bit off. You know, you hear, like, a laughing falcon sound. And then he heard the capuchins from different areas, and usually capuchin monkeys are going to be all together in one spot. And he heard it from different directions, and he was just like, he said he climbed into the river and crawled like a turtle out of that. He said he went for hours and just to escape. If you're ever camping...
Yeah, whatever you gotta do to survive. Oh my gosh, Disneyland! Come on. There's so many crazy weird things going on there, and did you know the creator didn't even like kids? He really didn't. Walt Disney wasn't really a fan of kids. Also, did you know that in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, they have real skeletons? And there's also been like missing persons cases. There's crazy back rooms and hallways and underground stuff, etc. Where are these people going?
There is a secret about Disneyland the company doesn't want you to know. If you rode the Pirates of the Caribbean ride back in the 1960s, you would be impressed with how realistic the skeletons looked. That's because when this ride opened at Disneyland, all of the skeletons on the attraction were
Another funny thing, which is just a personal family thing, is my eldest daughter, who's now 24, when she was younger, she'd call it Pirates of the Scary Bean. Pirates of the Scary Bean.
There is a secret about Disneyland the company doesn't want you to know. If you rode the Pirates of the Caribbean ride back in the 1960s, you would be impressed with how realistic the skeletons looked. That's because when this ride opened at Disneyland, all of the skeletons on the attraction were actual human bones. Now, they tried to install fake skeletons, but Walt Disney thought they looked too fake. So instead, they worked with the medical center at UCLA to get their hands on the real thing. Today, Disneyland says that there are no longer any human remains on the ride, but some people are unconvinced. The bed chamber skull seems to have the most speculation around it. Insiders confirmed that it was in fact real, and others have said that this skull, in particular, was donated by a former employee.
Oh, wow. They must have really liked their job if they want to stay there. Yeah, I don't know if I believe them that they took all the skeletons out, but I'd really like to go through there when Captain Jack Sparrow, aka Johnny Depp, was there impersonating the robot, or whatever they call it, animatronic. That'd be interesting. Okay, so let's see who this is. The Real Blizzy. All right, let's go.
Remember how I be telling y'all, if you hear somebody knocking on your door, or you hear somebody's voice but no one is home, never open the door? Scary story time. And this story this time is actually not my dad's story, it's my friend's story. She's also Haitian, and she wanted to share her story with you guys. So when her family was supposed to come to this country, coming from Haiti, they kept it a secret. And this is actually a common thing, because even with me too, when I was coming, it was an absolute secret. Nobody knew but me, my dad, and my grandma, and my uncle. And my uncle was a pastor. Well, is a pastor. But the reason for that is People are jealous, and people will do anything to stop you from where you need to be. When they see you prospering and it's not them, I've seen it happen so many times in Haiti. Anyway, so that was the case for her and her family. At the time, it was her and her brother. And when I tell y'all, it was an absolute secret. Nobody knew they were coming to America but the people living in their house. It was literally top secret, which is why it was shocking to her mom when she got a phone call from a church member. Mind y'all, they weren't even that close. Like, that church member, it's not like they were like best friends. It was just somebody they went to church with, and she actually lived very far too. Now, there was this lady that they knew, that everybody knew was a lugau, but it wasn't their business, you feel me? Like, that's the lady's problem.
Said logo, but I think it's Rougarou is what she was saying. I'm not sure.
That's her. She do her. Anyway, so the mom gets a phone call from the church member, and the church member tells her mom, I had a dream, and I know that you guys are leaving. You guys are going to America, but so-and-so, the lady that's a lugau, does not like that, and she has something planned for y'all so that it does not happen. Mind y'all, they don't even know how the lugau lady found out that they're leaving, but I mean, you know, lugau. The church member tells her from her dream that she was told to tell her mom these instructions. First one is, of course, make sure that nobody else finds out. The second one was there was this uniform they used to wear to church for Saturday services. She tells them to keep that uniform and all of their clothes that they're going to wear until the day that they leave, and make sure that nobody touches those clothes. And the last thing that she told her to do was that the car that was supposed to transport them to the airport, change it. Absolutely change it. So they did all of that. They prayed, they followed directions and stuff like that, and everything worked out well. They got here thinking it was over, but woo, was it far from over. Remember how I be telling y'all, if you hear...
Wonder what happened. Speaking of church, okay, so as this is happening, 7 minutes ago, I got a message from the missionaries, and they're saying, we just wanted to remind you about church tomorrow. We'd love to see you and your family there. I'm well aware that there's church tomorrow. The only issue is, family issues with my sister passing and stuff. And then also, being an insomniac, like my bedtime being 4, 5, or 6, it just depends. Like yesterday, did not go to sleep until about 6:30. Even taking like sleep supplements, etc. So I don't know, really working on that. It's not that I don't want my kids to go or I don't want to go. It's just getting up to go to church by 9. When you go to sleep like 2.5, 3 hours before that is really hard. So yeah, I'm going to have to message them back and be like, what? Really? Church is tomorrow? I had no idea. I miss being in a larger town, so I love being in this small town of Bayfield because everything's just right down the road and everybody knows everybody, and it's just a really great community. The only thing I miss about being in a larger town is there's different wards, so you could go at later times, depending on where you lived, but, as a teenager, I would go at the later times because of my sleep issues, and I'm pretty sure it stems from my paranormal issues as a kid, seeing these paranormal things, waiting and expecting these things to happen. But yeah, I'm gonna have to send them a little kind of sarcastic message and LOL and let them know what the issue is and that we're really trying. At least I take the kids to activities on Wednesdays, but maybe they could work with me and set the time a little later. All right, anyways. So this is Colin Brown again with the Paranormal Files, and if you haven't watched his show, it's pretty good. I love the fact that he and his mom and Papa Spooks, they all work together. His wife, before she was his wife, used to work with them too. Recently, it's been her brother working with him, but they make a really good team, and I really love watching them. Pretty interesting.
Polygamy is big in the Black community. What is going on in my building? Why does it sound like gunshots in the building? Go in the room.
In November of 2017, this woman, Tamika Baxter, was live streaming on Facebook. It was about 2:30 in the morning. She was talking to some people on live when she heard what sounded like gunshots echoing from the hallway in her apartment complex. In the rest of the video, which I'm going to show at the end of this TikTok, she went to investigate the scene and saw a man lying on the ground and heard a woman screaming for help and to dial 911. As it turns out, the victim that evening who did indeed die was 18-year-old Jashin Patton. Jashin was a promising athlete from the Philadelphia area. He had really great sports stats, he was a rising star, and after his death, people claimed that he just had that it factor. He was going to be somebody big. But on that evening, Jashin had just found out that he was getting accepted into a good college, and his relative's boyfriend, and another woman were celebrating in their apartment with beer. There were also 2 young children in the apartment when all this went down. At one point in the evening, though, tensions began to rise in the apartment, and like I said, at around 2:30 a.m., gunshots rang out. Those gunshots were fired by this man, 30-year-old Derek L. Butler, who was later arrested for the murder of Jashin Patton.
What a jerk. Maybe he didn't have a future, but this kid did. Like, he got accepted to a good college and everything. This guy ruined everything. For what? Probably ego.
Eventually, Derek was arrested. Like I said before, he had initially fled the scene and he was actually on the run for a while, but at one point in 2019, he was sentenced to 25 years in prison, possibly more, for the murder of Jashin. So I'm going to play you the clip from the rest of this live stream now. It's pretty disturbing, so I'm going to warn you in advance.
Come here. Go in the room. Please, please, go in the room. Please. What the was that? Yo! Is my neighbors fighting?
So freaking sad.
It's gunshots in my building. That's my neighbors, y'all. I think the music is up and I think they're fighting. Oh my God, they're fighting in there. Should I knock on the door?
No! Call 911.
Oh my God, they're fighting. Oh my God, they're fighting.
Yeah, get off your stream, call 911. Come on. Yeah.
Call 911. He's saying call 911.
Do it.
Topic of polygamy.
See, and that's just ridiculous. Like, people these days, like, a whole group even will sit there with their cell phones and just film something happening just for clout or for likes or whatever. Oh, I want to go viral. Help that person. How would you feel if you were the one in that situation? Ugh, that just gives me chills. Sorry, guys, but it's redonkulous. Freaking people these days, seriously. All right. True crime nos? True criminus? Crime nos? I don't know. Charlie, true crime. All right, let's see what she has to say.
The child who was missing since 2019 has been found alive under a staircase. 4-year-old Paisley Schultes was removed from custody of her biological parents along with her sister. Although it's not been revealed as to why, her parents Kim Cooper and Kirk Schultes were no longer legally allowed to look after the girls. In July 2019, Paisley vanished from her family home while her older sister was at school. She'd been living near Ithaca, New York. Although police strongly suspected her biological parents, they had absolutely no proof. Police were actually able to search the parents' property. They denied having anything to do with this, and the police could not find the girl inside the house. Years later, however, in 2022, police received a tip-off that the little girl may be in the house after all. Although at first it seemed that nothing was off about the property, after about an hour, one of the detectives realized something odd about the stairs. Acting on gut instinct, they looked a little closer and eventually found a small hiding place. When they were able to get a little closer, they found Paisley hiding in the small space. The couple were charged with custodial interference and endangering the welfare of a child.
So I'm wondering, was she hiding or was she like Harry Potter and put there? I don't know. If I was a little girl her age, I don't think I'd be hiding there for that long. You get hungry, you miss playing with your sibling, etc. Like, what the heck is going on with that? Time to move out. Haunted TikTok. We've seen several videos from these peeps, so I'm gonna have to give them a follow. Oh, I've seen this one. So creepy. Look in that little side panel. You'll see it move. See?
What the fuck?
Dogs are just over there checking it out.
I'm scared to open my door.
That's a mimic. Don't. Ugh. Oh, no. No?
The reason I had to move out of my flat.
Oh my gosh. No.
I was home alone.
Ew. Uh-oh. Somewhere where it won't get lost. Feel better now? All right. It's already grown in too. One of the other ones. Do not open the door, whatever you do. No, do not open the door. Mm-mm. No, it's not.
Then what's your name then?
I already said your mother. Jeez. That is so bad. Okay. I kind of want to go. Rule number 1. Okay, so if you hear a mimic, you hear your own voice, do not go or respond to that voice. If something's knocking at your door, do not open that door, no matter how tempted you are. Even if it like bugs you to the extent you feel like the only way to make it stop is to open the door, don't freaking do it. Because that is just allowing things to. Sorry, guys. Century Stink. Oh my gosh. Century Stink has really been messing up lately. Oh, it's so irritating. I feel so bad because, like, not only is it messing up for me, it's messing up for you guys. Hopefully, we can find a way back to where we were. We updated our community guidelines to help TikTok. Look.
Got into school that day. Related to foul play or if she'd run away because a few months earlier she'd accused her friend's dad of trying to touch her at a sleepover. And because people suck, she was basically called a drama queen and not taken seriously. Her best friend on the dance team, Miranda Gaddis, got heavily involved in the search. And their dance team even organized fundraisers. But on March 8th of that same year, Miranda then went missing while walking to the bus stop. And this was the same bus stop, so people quickly realized that there was a predator among them and he probably lived in the same neighborhood. And the house nearest to the bus stop was owned by Ward Weaver. His daughter went to school with the girls, and remember when I said Ashley was the subject of gossip? Well, Ward Weaver was the man she accused. And after the disappearance, this man dug a hole in his yard and covered it with concrete. But he was so confident that he even invited the media into his house to see that the girls weren't there. This neighborhood nice guy was exposed as a predator on August 13th when his son's girlfriend called 911. She'd been at their house when Ward Weaver attacked her, and luckily she escaped and called 911. But Miranda and Ashley were still missing. While he was in jail for the attack on his son's girlfriend, the landlord came to visit his property. When the landlord looked up, he saw 5 fly strips completely covered with flies. And knowing that there were 2 missing girls in the neighborhood, the landlord realized he just found them. This is a long story, and the rest of the info will be in part 2.
That is so sad. Oh my gosh. Hey, sis Jen. Have a good time. Or good job working on being a caretaker. Full-time caregiver, caretaker, same thing. I do that as a job too. But it's really part-time. I only get like 14 hours a week. Feels like longer. And then I also do security, but good job, sis. And Lydia, I was just saying, Okay, Lydia, I was just thinking about you the other day because I remember you coming in and I was wearing my dress that I was inspired by Barbie. But yeah, I was wearing that and you came in, outfit check. So it's funny, like it kept popping into my head. So thank you, Lydia, for your comments. I really appreciate it. And hey, brother Anthony, good to see you. Good to see ya. So since we got the boot, because Century Stink really sucks, I'm very tempted because now Bayfield has fiber optic cable. So this is high-speed internet. Way better than Century Stink, seriously. So very tempted to go there because we've just been having issue after issue with Century Stink. Then I called to ask for a new router. Then they sent me something saying I have new service. I already have service. I just need my router replaced. So, yeah, I'm going to have to get a hold of those guys tomorrow. Anthony just poked me. So I'm thinking, I don't know about you guys, but I'm thinking it's time for a little music break. So on this break, we have one of my most favorite peeps. We have the beautiful, lovely, talented Miss Mia Savage with her group, her creation, Antidote for Savages. If you're interested, go ahead and check her out on Instagram or just put it in Google and see where it leads you. She's got so many good songs, such good music. I really love and enjoy it. She's going to be singing Our New Reality, The Miriam Crypto, Let Me Be Your Home, and Your Skeleton. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this music break.
People weren't sure if Ashley's disappearance was related.
Shots rang out. A scream was heard. Someone was hit by a flying turd. Ooh. All right, guys. All right, guys, let's get back into the swing of things. I'm pretty surprised because even my Twitcher has abandoned me. He's abandoned me in the head. Oh no. Anyways, back to TikToking. What do you think? I'm down. You down? Let's go. So that must not have been Truzido because Truzido hangs in there full-fledged through the whole thing. All right, so we lost our connection. And now we're back. And we're going to do some creepy real-world conspiracies. I really hate when people call it conspiracy theories because a lot of these things aren't theories. A lot of these things are really happening. And a lot of things that were considered conspiracy theories are now known to have happened or to be true. This light is kind of bright. Let's turn it down a bit. How's that? Is it better? So yeah, let's check it out. Want to talk about it? Like the heat? Here we go. So this one is by Lexa G Trad M7. Yes, Enigma. All right, let's see what this guy has to share, shall we? Go back over here and change my screen up a smidge. Let's do this one. Right, all right, all right.
Area 51 was actually the gateway to the real world, and we were all living inside Area 51 without even knowing it. This idea might seem ludicrous, but it has been the subject of a theory increasingly discussed within online conspiracy communities. 9 months ago, a peculiar message emerged on an obscure internet forum, capturing my attention despite its relative invisibility in cyberspace. The responses to this message were even more unsettling, triggering a cascade of theories, sometimes whimsical, but often intriguing. Comments suggested that Area 51 was not simply a secret military base, but indeed the veil between our perceived reality and the outside world. The theories are as numerous as they are fanciful, but they all pose one crucial question. What if our reality is not what we think it is? For 4 months, I dove headfirst into the dark and often perplexing universe of conspiracy theories, sifting through the most popular hypotheses and developing my own theories. In-depth research was conducted, enigmatic data was gathered, specialists were consulted, and finally, a possible explanation emerged, an explanation that challenges preconceived ideas. What if Area...
Well, I don't know about that. A whole lot of that, but I have heard a lot of talk about The Matrix. Hey, Adrian, long time no see. But yeah, seriously, like, oh man, I just saw this guy the other day that was online. Let me blow myself up. But yeah, he was online the other day, and you thought Chris Angel, Mind Freak, and these other guys were like really, really good at their craft. Like, this guy was super crazy, like pulling full jars out of his hand, stuff like that. Is it really a Matrix? I'm not quite sure. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Anywho's, let's get on to the next one. Alrighty then. Listen until the end. It's scary. So this one, hey, it looks like it's by...
asteroids in space with our planet. On September 27th, the B-22X identified something alarming. It calculated the trajectory of an asteroid set to hit Earth in 11 months. The impact date is projected to be September 2nd, 2024. Astronomers and scientists estimate there's a roughly 79% chance that the asteroid will strike the Earth's surface. The asteroid size is estimated to be 4 miles in diameter, half the size of the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs, but still large enough to kill billions of people. I can't share where the asteroid will strike Earth, so if you want to see where the asteroid will hit, click on share, then press more.
Yeah, I'm all good on that. Okay, this is another 2023. So many 2023 things, and I think...
to predict potential collisions.
Historians and researchers believe that Atlantis was a real place, a highly advanced society with impressive technology and culture. The ancient Greek philosopher Plato wrote about Atlantis in his dialogues, describing it as a powerful kingdom that existed around 9,000 years before his time. According to the legend, the city was situated on an island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean and was destroyed by natural disasters and catastrophes. There have been numerous archaeological discoveries and ancient texts that suggest the existence of a lost civilization with advanced knowledge of mathematics, astronomy, and engineering. Some of these artifacts date back to the same period when Atlantis was said to have flourished. There is also many geographic and geological features that could match the description of Atlantis in Plato's account. So what do you think?
The scariest conspiracy theories.
Well, I think, like, as a kid, I really liked playing with Play-Doh. And I love the smell, almost so much that I would eat it. But I tried a little bit, and it was really salty. You know, that smell is kind of... what is the word? Misleading? No, but, I don't know. So there's the Garden of Eden, there's Atlantis, there's so many different things that were here before, but are not. And I don't know if you guys have seen, oh my gosh, these pictures of what buildings used to be, like very huge, very, not articulate, but architecturally advanced, as opposed to, you know, the late 1800s, early 1900s, etc. These things were beautiful. And I think we've done a reset like several times. That's just my thoughts. I'm not saying it's true, but there's pictures of buildings where people are, you know, digging it out and excavating. And even buildings today, a lot of them are down underground. Even, I don't know. It's so weird. It's so mind-blowing. And it's like a reset. So let me go back over here really quick. So is this reset actually true? They call it the mud reset. So the mud slides in and floods all these places, or covers them, or just wipes them out. And then people build on top. You know, they try to dig out to a certain extent, and then they build on top of that. I don't know. To me, it's pretty interesting and intriguing. You know, those are my two favorite words. Anywho's, yeah, it's pretty interesting when you see the buildings, you see the pictures, and pictures from a long time ago, and they're saying there were these many people living in this metropolis or whatever back in the day. And then you look, and there's never anybody in the picture, maybe a person or two. I don't know. It's pretty weird when you really think about it. But these pictures exist. These structures did exist. Some still do, but a lot don't because of the, I think it's called the mud flood. But I'm pretty sure we have been here longer than they say. Different artifacts and such show that. Also, I do believe we've had several resets for different reasons. You know, it's not really up to us to understand what those reasons are. Shall we continue? Scariest conspiracy theories. All right, we're going to move on past this in a minute.
Scariest conspiracy theories in the world that will seriously change your life. This shows a list of all the conspiracy theories in the world, from the top, the most well-known, to the bottom, the darkest of the dark, that will change your life. And welcome back, guys. Of course, as you know by now, in this series, we're going from the top to the bottom, so I don't even know what part this is, but let's go. I don't like this one. I don't like it. This is solipsism. Genuinely, if you suffer from paranoia, anxiety, or anything like that, just don't watch this, like I actually mean it this time. Right, so you are the only real person. Everyone around you is literally an NPC.
Oh man,
so
I hate this one.
Wait, what? This is what solipsism is, just have a little read. Belief that only one's mind is actually sure to exist, which is true. The scary thing about this is there is no way to prove or disprove this. Ever, ever, ever. So everything around you is fake. Everybody around you is fake. Only you are real. When you look at things, when you turn around, things just spawn in. But you are completely alone in this place, and everybody is just your brain's way of making you not feel so alone. Boom. Mind blown. See you in the next one.
Don't think so.
Scariest conspiracy theories in the world that will seriously
Don't think so.
change your...
Nope. Alright, so I'm kind of getting tired of this set of conspiracies already. Let me scan through here really quick before I give up on this. Okay, we'll do this one and then... Oh, man. Okay, so why are these so old? 2023? Is there no 2024? Come on, man. All right, so one of my favorite things to watch. Okay, so I watch a lot of YouTube. Let me go back over here really quick while I'm looking this up. Mama. All right, so let's go back over here real quick. So as far as things I watch on YouTube, so you know how you have the large videos and then you have the little short links? Butterflies are ninjas, or ninjas are butterflies. These guys, okay, so I think they're pretty religious-based or Christian-based. I really enjoy what they do. I've not watched their show completely, but all the clips I see, I really, really do love. And I swear to God, we're probably going to see a lot of good things as far as this goes. So many things. One of the things I have right here is blue houses in Chile. So I remember when the fires happened in Hawaii. Come on, you want to let me? Well, not making a joke about it because that was really, really sad. Yes, Africa, please stop AIDS. Seriously. And I thought, wasn't Gates supposed to take care of that? I don't trust that guy. Supposedly they were supposed to have, well, we have medicine for AIDS and HIV, etc., to make it really undetectable. So I agree with you, Africa, stop HIV, AIDS virus. Really, Bill Gates is evil, and yeah, I don't know why they're allowing this to happen, but they've also gone over there and kept people from being able to have children and giving them these certain, man, I'm trying not to get blocked by YouTube. I'm trying to pick my words carefully. Okay, so, using these different antiviruses, etc. What do they call them? On people over there as an experiment because, you know, they're not from here, so they don't really matter. I don't freaking agree with Bill or Melinda Gates as far as that goes. Did you know? Oh, I have to show you this too. As we get further into this, all the property that Bill Gates has bought in the map of the United States when it does get flooded, all the places he has bought are on these different places that'll still be here when we do get flooded. Will we be alive for this? I don't know. Does he even have children? I don't even know that. What crap is going on here? News. No, I could not resist. These guys are amazing. I love them. Tartaria. Okay, so my best friend, her name is Stephanie. Well, it used to be, I won't tell you what it used to be, but Carter is her last name. I'm like, perhaps your husband is lineage of the Tartarians. But, you know, it's pretty interesting. But let's see what they say. Like, there were maps, like where Russia and all these other places were, was Tartaria. Did you know that the Great Wall of China does not make sense as far as people from China built it? People on the other side built it because the holes that you shoot your arrows through and stuff are from the other side. They did not build this wall. The Tartarians did. Anywho.
Well, have you heard the theory? It goes back to Tartaria, that the Great Wall of China, it's actually facing
the wrong way.
The holes that they would shoot arrows out of is facing towards China.
Yeah.
No way.
So it's suspected that it could have possibly been Tartaria.
That's super strange. Speaking of the wall being built by someone else possibly, want to talk about the Chicago World Fair?
Yeah, they're saying the influence was Tartarian architecture.
Have you seen the pictures?
It looked like ancient Rome. They said that they
World
built
Fair.
it for the World Fair, but then after they just tore it all down. And it's like, that doesn't sound right.
It reminds me of that whole conspiracy theory that we just skipped all those years. They rewrote the year of history that it was, and so we actually are living in right now the
1500s.
We're now, yeah.
Now would be difficult because of the digital footprint that we have.
Yeah.
But it's like it would be so easy just to convince people, yeah, this just didn't happen.
It's that whole Mandela effect thing.
The thing is, it's confirmed. Like it literally existed. Like, and so it's just why get rid of something like that?
Well, have you heard the theory?
I love these guys. Like, they're on point, they make so much sense, and they cover so many things. We've talked about this one before, as far as the sculpture that was supposedly dug up in Russia. I don't know if I believe it or not, but this thing is very, very intricate, is very detailed, very amazing. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. People have taken pictures next to it, like, you know, I'm taking a picture right here by this fallen angel. Oh my gosh.
The
it's so
fallen
creepy.
angel statue discovered in Russia.
What?
This is the creepiest thing I've seen in a good minute. There's these dudes, Russian dudes, in Serbia, Siberia. They work in a gravel quarry or something. They were just digging, and they found this ginormous statue of this crazy, evil-looking angel with its like hood down, but like its eyes and its.
What is that one video game called? Kind of reminds me of this. Oh man, I haven't played it before, so that's why I don't know. But I have bought it for my son. Anyways, reminds me of this, but not. Do you think that's really an angel? Like, I would think its face would be more angelic, but some of them, especially if they're fallen, could look scarier.
Giant wingspan things, and it's like holding a shield, and it was kneeling. And it's these dudes standing up beside this statue. Their heads didn't even go past the statue's head, and it was kneeling down.
Ew.
And it looks, the detail on it is like exquisite. Like it looks like a angel or man thing that was like frozen in time, like fell in a concrete bath or something. What does that mean? The fallen angel statue discovered in Russia.
What?
This is the
So I just typed
creepiest
into, so I
thing
missed
I've
it.
seen in a good minute. There's
No, seriously. Okay, so this statue is kneeling. It's got a shield. Why is it kneeling? Did God present himself and freeze them in stone, like how people were frozen in pillars and stuff, like salt pillars? Also, that brings me back to another point. Do you guys remember or recognize these different things that are... Okay, so the Sleeping Ute Mountain could be one. There's so many things all across the world that are frozen in stone. And people are like, oh, well, that was just carved out. Really? You really think so? I don't know. There's so many different things that go into it. Okay, so I've always been Team Stump. So the Devil's, what is it called? The Devil's, man, Peak or something. It looks like a giant tree stump. And I think it's in Montana or somewhere like that. It could be South Dakota. I'm not sure. I don't know where the crack it is, but it looks like a giant tree stump. And Dave Scott used to do a thing that was like, are you Team Stump or Team Rock? And I was Team Stump. And if you look around the world, you see different giant stumps. You could tell it used to be a tree. I'm like, oh, well, we went in, we tested it. It's not really a tree, but really, I don't know. I'm still Team Stump, no matter what. All the evidence to me points to giants and giant trees that were cut down to hide evidence of giants. Anywho's, let's go to this next one. Military is dropping chaff over the U.S.
I saw this thing. A weatherman is like showing the radar and like this big like storm formation or whatever. He's like, just so you know, this isn't a storm. This is just military exercise. Popping up on the radar looking like a storm.
Yeah.
Did it again, but they were basically like, this is not a weather formation. This is the military dropping chaff, shreds of aluminum, fiberglass, and plastic.
Exactly. Aluminum, fiberglass, plastic, also diamond dust. These are different things that they put up. I believe that Harvard was even a part of this. They're putting aluminum, plastic, these diamond dust, all these different things up into the air to help to remake the ozone layer. Okay, so what? And then a lot of people, I've lost a couple friends over this, and I've learned a lot of things since I started doing the show. You know how you start off as this, closed-minded person, you learned all these things from school and from church and from all these different people. And then you learn more and more, and then all of a sudden, like, your mind is blown and you don't even know what you believe anymore. But, what do they call them? Not jet streams, but, oh my gosh, I can't even believe I can't remember it right now. It's like right there, but all the timers. I forgot to take my mind supplements. Anyways, these things really do exist. These things, even pilots are saying they are putting out these streams that are made up of these chemicals. You see them crossing, you see them Xing. Jet streams, they do make a stream, but as they're going, it ends. But anyways, let's go.
Why? Used by the military to trick radars.
What?
So it's basically a blanketing system to where the radars cannot penetrate through it. And they've been doing that all over the U.S.
It's just particles in the air.
Wait, but that's poison. Is that raining down on us?
Yes.
The thing that I showed you, this chick is talking about, like, snow is now toxic. She takes a cup, scoops it up, melts it down, and then takes a magnet on the side, and it's not dirt in the snow. It's literally pulling to the magnet all the debris from the snow.
I saw this thing. A weatherman is, like, showing the radar and, like, this big, like...
Crazy. Okay, so, I don't know if you guys saw the video recently. Let me go back over here and make myself bigger. It's magic. So, India had this woman. She's in their meteorological place, the weather place, where they predict or share weather with everyone. This is where they control chemtrails. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah, they're like, we do chemtrails and cloud seeding, etc., etc. And then look. Now, India is being flooded, and look what the crack is happening to China. China is really in trouble. It is insane. Did you see these almost 200 mile per hour winds? Like, people are just in their house, and all of a sudden it's like blowing in the window, and the lady runs in and grabs her kid, and she's like, luckily she's on an upper level, but there's people on the lower level where the water's rising and rising and rising. How does this make sense? So I'm wondering if, like, it starts in India and then it goes over there, or how exactly this does happen. But yes, Adrian, like you're saying, it definitely is Squatch season. I don't know, like, I listen to myself, and when I say these things, I'm like, I feel crazy for saying these things, because a lot of these things I didn't believe when I was younger. But through living and learning, like, you do realize certain things. It's kind of scary and mind-bending. And I'm open-minded, and just kind of proves it, right? Chemtrails are real. But yeah, that's how I've lost a lot of friends, is chemtrails. And then the whole flat earth thing. Oh my gosh, I'm not saying I believe in it, but there's a lot of evidence that shows. We have the Van Allen belts. We have rockets trying to get out. They go up and then over. What? And then supposedly it goes further. I don't know. This stuff is crazy. I'd really like somebody to look into this with me. If you guys have any, like, status or notations or whatever on this, I'd like to hear your thoughts, but it kind of makes sense. Especially since a lot of this is written in the Bible. Anywho's, let's move on to the next one, because it's kind of making me feel weird talking about it right now. Like, bitch, you're crazy. Go back to bed. These are butterflies. Come on, man. Is my internet messing up again? Did you
guys get that little news clip from President Biden when he was in Texas, referring to the roofs?
Areas that are burned to the ground.
Yes,
You'll
he
see
slipped
in
up.
the midst of
20 homes that are just totally.
He totally slipped up. Okay, so having dementia or Alzheimer's. I have all the timers, but there's dementia and Alzheimer's. You slip up sometimes. You think you're like, yep, I'm on track. I got this thing in my ear. I'm listening. Things are happening. Also, the ears, if you look back at how he looked before, don't think that this is the real Joe Biden. Anywho's, blue. So if you remember back to Hawaii, all these places were burnt to smithereens, even cars and people, like even bones or bone fragments, things like this were not found. But the blue umbrellas right next to the building are okay. A blue t-shirt in the middle of this house is okay. Blue. For some reason, the laser cannot cause blue to happen. When I saw this thing that was showing like this laser going over it, I think it's something that it makes it bounce back. I even told my hubby over here, I'm like, I know I really sound crazy saying this, but I want to paint my roof blue. And he's like, well, what's up with that? I'm like, look at Hawaii. Now Chile. These are two different places. And JB over here, Mr. Joe Biden, he's about to slip up and tell you, what the fuck?
Totally destroyed one home sitting there because it had the right roof on it.
There's like a sheriff in the background who just kind of did like one of these like.
Why would he even say anything like that?
I don't know.
Why would you say anything about roofs?
Maybe Joe Biden watches.
Because it's true. He said it because it's true.
Our podcast.
Joe, thank you. He was probably our 1 million subscriber.
Playing devil's advocate, though, what else could that possibly mean?
I don't know. Maybe they have
flame
designs.
retarded.
Yeah, that is like fireproof.
Fireproof. Kirk Cameron's house.
Cameron.
Thank God.
He is fireproof.
Yes, he is.
I thought that was weird. Did you guys get that?
Okay, so if you don't know, now you know. Just kidding. I'm going to go back here, make myself bigger. Kirk Cameron used to be on the show that I used to watch as a kid. I really, really loved it. Actually had a crush on the guy, but now he's really, really big Christian, and a friend of mine sends me a lot of his things. Okay, trying to keep up. My phone and internet is lagging. It's mine. It's mine. It's not yours, Adrian. It's mine. Century Stink has really been messing with my stuff for the last week. And I called them to get a replacement for my router. And they gave me a new internet service. So I have to call them tomorrow and be like, no, bitches. I said new router. Chemtrails are very real. I do believe that. Yeah, where was it going? Okay, so the whole blue thing, it's not because fire retardation or whatever. It's because these lasers that they're using and spreading across the lands, they even show it like with different color panels. It goes all across them and burns so many of them, but the blue one won't burn. Isn't that weird? Freaking weird. And I already gave you the thing about the umbrellas and the t-shirt and stuff like that. Even blue cars. What? And also, like, boats that were out in the water that weren't blue did burn too. So weird, so crazy. And then these places like Hawaii and Chile that have burned up are being replaced with smart cities. Mr. Zuckerberg and Oprah and all these other MFers are building doomsday shelters, etc. And like, go away, peasants. We cannot be bothered with you. Just go away. We don't need to be bothered with you. Like, go on. Go on, get real. What the crack? What the crack is going on here? Anywho, let's get back. Let's go back to the time of dinosaurs. Just kidding. Okay. Oh, ills. Okay. Yeah, you. Cavemen. Okay, so my son has been sharing with me. Let me make sure. Okay, let me go bigger. He's so brave, and I don't know, I kind of feel bad for him. Like, I think I need to have a talk with him. Like, son, I know I share a lot of things with you, and we do know these things are true, but don't share them with other people because I don't want him to go through what I went through, and I think he's that's why he's being bullied. That's why I was bullied from first grade on, is because I shared my paranormal experiences. Not UFO, because I had no ideal what UFO was, but I knew about ghosts and orbs and other things like that when I was a little kid. And yeah, my poor son, I'm very proud of him, but at the same time I'm scared for him because he started doing a study on UFOs. So I had to show him ancient UFOs, like paintings, stuff like that with UFOs. And he was like, yeah, it's in the Mona Lisa. We couldn't find it in the Mona Lisa, but I showed him so many things. And I think he's thinking Mona Lisa and Mother Mary because they do kind of look similar. I don't know if you agree or not, but that's kind of where I'm at. But so he's doing that. So I had to share with him. I'm like, dude, like, since you're studying this, like, look at this and this and that and that. And these are articles that are actually put out there. If it's false, they'll take it down. They're still there. These different paintings. And I was telling him about the one with the red and black, and they're like orbs and different shapes and stuff. And it's even happening behind Mother Mary and Jesus Christ as a baby. In the sky, she's like sitting there tending to her child. In the background, there's war in the sky. Like, it's intense. But yeah, I had to show that to him. So he wasn't just, closed off because they're like, oh, well, maybe here and here and there and there. I'm like, no, son, like, even cave paintings back when, we were cavemen, or were we? But perhaps this is when, the mud floods happened and we had to go to caves. Not that we are originally cave people, but I know we've had different levels of technology, different levels of intelligence. And it shows, like, the hammer kick thing that was over 1 million years old, different things like that, cast in stone that have been dug up. You cannot deny that. You cannot deny the evidence. If it fits, you got to believe it. Kind of different from, if it don't fit, you must quit. Anywho, let's get back to this. Oh, okay, so let's do the ills and we'll go to the next one.
Eels. Eels are the craziest things ever.
They are. They have electricity in them.
You don't know how they're born.
What do you mean?
They don't have reproductive organs, one. So these eels, they'll live in lakes and rivers and stuff. Then once a year or something, they'll go out into the ocean.
Like into trenches and stuff.
And then more eels will come out of the bottom of the ocean and back into the rivers and lakes. And then that process repeats. But they've never been able to observe how eels are born.
They're just intensely private.
There's no way we don't know.
We don't know!
Eels are terrifying. How do they produce electricity, too?
Do they, or is that from animation?
No, they do.
I know there's electricity. Maybe it's just like poison.
No, they put off a current.
I know there's an electric eel, and I know there's an electric field.
It'll shock and freeze you.
Just typed in electric eel. How?
Please explain.
Electric eel. How? Eels. Eels are the craziest things ever.
I hate them.
Okay, we're not going to go through that again, but really? Okay, so they do hide in little cubbies and stuff, and then they'll come out. Pretty interesting.
This thing has gone viral on TikTok. This family, they have travertine tile in their bathroom, and they had one of their friends came over that was a dentist, and he was in the bathroom and just glanced at the shower, and he said, "That's a jaw."
Human jaw?
No.
Caveman jaw with teeth in it, in this tile in this bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
It's literally a human jaw.
Yeah.
Dude, what if
that's a nightmare?
It could be any. It could be any.
And it's from Turkey.
Hey, what was Peter known as?
The Rock.
Hey,
Wayne?
what's the first
You guys
two
smell
letters
what
in
the
his
Rock is
name?
cooking.
P. What do you do in the shower? P. We all, Mr. President.
We figured it out. This thing is gone.
I like that one. It was pretty funny. I don't know what you think. Oh, goodness. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Gee, what do you do in the shower? Hey, okay, we've seen this Giants one. What is this one? Turns out it was just Disney Presents. Okay, Ratatouille. Okay, let's do this one.
The structure that was found in 1994 called the Göbekli Tepe. And
I'm going to pause. Pause for the cause. Something is happening. There's something wrong with the internet. Let me check really quick. Let's get over here. How you doing over here? Oh, looks good over here. 1 hour, whatever. All right, let's go. All right, so we had a little freeze up, but we should be good. All right, let's go.
And it totally has thrown off archaeology. They've been teaching that the Sumerians are the ones that had the first written language. But they found the Göbekli Tepe, which is a 100,000 square foot temple that dates back to 11,600 years ago. Existed 6,000 years before the Sumerians. 7,000 years before Stonehenge and the pyramids. So this thing had been standing for over 1,000 years. And it has these giant 16-foot pillars in the middle of them, 10 tons each. And they have these carvings and stuff, very intricate layouts of the star constellations. It depicts the alignment of the stars and the sun. It was a prediction of when the flood was going to happen. So the flood that the whole world talks about, every culture has a flood story, that happened 5,000 years ago. This pillar is 11,000. Yeah, but here's where it gets crazy.
To be continued. I hate that. They were onto something, and it's true. It's true. I think I found it. Turns out it was just... Okay, so Dr. Seuss was a giant. Okay, so I really love Dr. Seuss. Okay, let me go back over here. I'm going to make myself bigger. What's the spell? Okay, so I really love Dr. Seuss. And I know a lot of his books have been banned and blocked, etc. It's really sad because I think a lot of the children these days could really learn from Dr. Seuss. Turns out, not only was he a racist, but British accent? I don't know. I don't remember using that one. Just kidding. So, not only was Dr. Seuss a racist, but he stepped out on his wife quite a bit, and I think they got divorced, and he was with, I think, somebody that helped him publish his books or something. Anywho's, they banned a lot of his books. Why? Anywho's, I don't know. I actually I taught myself to read by looking at Dr. Seuss books because it was, not too many words, just a few words, maybe a 2-line paragraph. Could be 3, could be 4, whatever. That was really cool. But yeah, Dr. Seuss, he's the shiznit. I'll tell you what. Seriously, I love Dr. Seuss. If you don't like Dr. Seuss, I don't know, could be something wrong with you. But yeah, this says Dr. Seuss was a giant. What? I think so, but let's see what they're saying about this.
What do you guys know about the Solomon Islands?
The statues?
Yeah.
That's the Easter Island. Yep, which those ones are wild too. But
hold on. Century Stink. Please work with us. We only have just over an hour to get through the show. Could you please not be a piece of shit and let us get through? Thank you.
They're over by Australia. You got these guys, they're driving up out to these mines to check out, you do what you do with the mine.
Yeah.
You survey them. It had rained and the road is slick. They slip and slide and they zip off the side of the road.
Sounds like Dr. Seuss.
They're like, all right, how do we get the truck back on the road? We're going to walk back to town, get 30 dudes together, and we're just going to try to push the truck back on the road. They roll back into town, and as they arrive, there is something else there. There are 2 roughly 15-foot tall giants.
Whoa.
They had put the truck back on the road. They freak out. The 30 dudes see these very large people. They got red hair.
Oh.
They dip out. They're like afraid, obviously. They go back. The car's still there, but it had been raining.
Footprint.
And there are tons of stories in the Solomon Islands. Like, yeah, giants live in the mountains.
They said they were 13 feet tall.
Yeah.
That's wild.
What do you guys know about the Solomon Islands?
The statues?
Isn't that amazing?
Yep, those ones are wild too.
Okay,
But
so
they're over by...
I also have to mention really quickly. I do believe in the Solomon Islands. I do believe in Easter Island. I do believe in all these things. I do believe in giants. I do believe that giants still do exist. I do believe, just like Sasquatch, they've learned how to hide away from us. Like, we're little tiny humans and we like to be in groups. Oh, freaking Century Stink. All right, are we back? Anyways, I do believe in islands, giants. I meant giants. I do believe that the Smithsonian has hidden giants from us. I do believe that the Catholics have hidden giants from us. There have been farmers and other people that, before they turned their evidence over, did take pictures of these certain skeletons. So they're either upright or they put it on the ground and the guy laid next to it and showed the height of it. Giants did, and I do believe still do exist. Continues. Enough about what I think. Let's go on and see what the crack these guys are talking about. Because to me, it's pretty intriguing, pretty mind-blowing. But will we get through with this?
What do you guys know about the Solomon Islands?
The statues?
That's the Easter Islands.
Yep.
Which those ones are wild too. But they're over by Australia. You got these guys, they're driving up out to these mines to check out, you do what you do with the mines.
Yeah.
You survey them. It had rained and the road is slick. They slip and slide and they zip off the side of the road.
Sounds like Dr. Seuss.
They're like, all right, how do we get the truck back on the road? We're going to walk back to town, get 30 dudes together, and we're just going to try to push the truck back on the road. They roll back into town, and as they arrive, there is something else there. There are two roughly 15-foot tall giants.
Whoa.
They had put the truck back on the road. They freak out. The 30 dudes see these very large people. They got red hair.
Oh.
They dip out. They're like afraid, obviously. They go back. The car's still there, but it had been raining.
Footprint.
And there are tons of stories in the Solomon Islands. Like, yeah, giants live in the mountains.
They said they were 13 feet tall.
Yeah.
That's wild.
What do you guys know about the Solomon?
Okay, so also, can I interject? No, sorry. Okay, so the way they said that giants have red hair, etc. Also, extra digits. Solomon Islands, for sure. America, for sure. I don't know if you guys heard the story about there was two fellas in Death Valley, of all places. They're out there exploring, and all of a sudden, one of these guys falls through the ground into this cavernous place with tunnels. What the crack is this? So he's walking around, trying to find his way. I don't know if he had like a magical freaking lamp or something in his pocket, but he was able to walk around and see. Hopefully he was strategic and he had matches and a lamp or whatever. Who knows what the crack he had? That he was able to not only find gold relics, but remains of giants. And it kind of dates back to Egyptians. And I don't know if you guys know, but in the Grand Canyon, there's a cave that holds Egyptian remains. There is a room that is full of layer upon layer. I think it's like 4 layers, and it goes around like this of sarcophagi. Instead of laying down, it's up like this all around the room. Tons of them. When they first found it, sorry, there's something flying around. They saw this statue and they thought it was, what was it? There was lotus flower and other things. They thought it was like a monk sort of thing, Tibetan perhaps. But then the more they researched it and all the things that were carved into the walls, it was Egyptian. And it it really proves the Book of Mormon, Pearl of Great Price, etc. Yes, I've had questions about that since I was like 15 or 16, and I read the Book of Mormon. I read the Pearl of Great Price. I've read the Bible. And there's so many questions like, well, if they really did come over here, like, where is the evidence except for the gold plates? In the Grand Canyon, in all kinds of places. Constantly we're finding different things that go back to that date back to that. We cannot let the government blind us and tell us this is not true, because there's so many things that are true that they deny. We've known about UFOs since the freaking beginning of time. Like I'm saying, in cave dwellings, etc. They have carvings and paintings, not just of horses, etc., but aliens and UFOs. Even on pyramids, there are carvings of aliens, UFOs, and dinosaurs. In an age where dinosaurs shouldn't even exist, they wouldn't just be like, oh, let me be creative and go for my mind. They're going to do it by what they've seen. Anyways, here I am babbling. All right, let's look. What time is it? 8:55. Okay, so I think we should probably stop there and go to our next music break. We could go to one more video. I think we should. Just one more, because I want to see what it says. I want to see what else is there. And then we'll go to our next music break, okay? All right. Let's see what this one
the
says.
structure that was found in 1994 called the Göbekli Tepe, and it totally has thrown off archaeology. They've been teaching that the Sumerians are the ones that had the first written language, but they found the Göbekli Tepe, which is a 100,000 square foot temple that dates back to 11,600 years ago. Existed 6,000 years before the Sumerians, 7,000 years before Stonehenge and the pyramids. So this thing had been standing for over 1,000 years, and it has these giant 16-foot pillars in the middle of them, 10 tons each, and they have these carvings and stuff, very intricate layouts of the star constellations. It depicts the alignment of the stars and the sun. It was a prediction of when the flood was going to happen. So the flood that the whole world talks about, every culture has a flood story, that happened 5,000 years ago. This pillar is 11,000. Yeah, but here's where it gets crazy. Is the structure that was found.
No, seriously, and look at the pillars. There should be a roof there. There's been so many temples destroyed or burned, so many records destroyed or burned, and just like the Book of Mormon, Pearl of Great Price, there's still scrolls being found all the time. And they could be vases that are buried with different kings and queens, etc. Also, I needed to share something really quick because, I'm not done sounding really crazy, but did you know that in all the pyramids that have been found, there's never been found any sort of tomb or sarcophagi? They've always been found away from the site. And so I do truly believe that pyramids were actually power grids. Kind of like, Tesla. He was amazing, etc., and he built these different things like this thing right behind me. Let me fix it. Look at that tower right there. He built a tower just like that put power out, and it spread across the world, but it was free, so the government didn't accept it because how are we supposed to make money? Really, what does money matter if there's a bartering system? We're going to trade. Let's trade furs and food and different things like mending and tending and whatever you need. I don't know. I really don't like the government, and I always knew that. And then especially after I did join the government, I really, really didn't like it. But thanks, you guys, for hanging out with me and my crazy-ass shenanigans. But we do have to go to our second music break. So, on this break, we have Miss Mia Savage again with her creation, Antidote for Savages. And like I said, you could check her out on Instagram and YouTube as well under Antidote for Savages. This break, we're going to be hearing Not a Phase, Singing to Your Grave, Bury Me in Heaven, which is one of my favorites. And the bottom line, you guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this music break.
Scariest conspiracy theories.
savings or money. There's a choice right now between fear and love. Choice right now between fear and love.
Welcome back, and thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. I'm your host, TessaTNT, and we are broadcasting live from the Mile High Clubhouse tonight. If you're hanging, you're one of the lucky, fortunate ones. You know, not everybody gets this chance, if you know what I'm saying. Wink, wink. Share the show with your friends. Don't share other things. All right, so we have this video from one of my favorite channels. It is the That Is Impossible. That is impossible. And yeah, I actually shared this video with myself twice, so I really know that this is the video that I want to share with you. That's not my British accent. I don't know what that is. I haven't figured it out yet, Adrian. Strange stuff indeed. I don't know. Things are crazy. Crazy. Crazy for feeling so lonely.
In just a few moments.
Why is it like teal?
Yo, what?
Wait.
Okay, so
that tip would have fit perfectly right here.
Quick update on this strange anomaly.
Yep, pause for the cause. Hold on, guys. For some reason my page share is not working. Let me go back in here and make sure I have this up to date. What the crack just happened? Okay, here we go. All right. So as I said before, that is impossible. This guy does a wonderful job. If you've seen this before, please stop me. I have another one from Mr. Adrian Bledsoe that we can share. So yeah, stop me if you've seen this for sure.
In just a few moments.
Why is it like teal?
Yo, what?
Seen that one? Oh, wow. What?
Wait. That tip would have fit perfectly.
I've watched that video, all of it.
Quick update on this strange anomaly.
What is happening right now? I'm just putting my phone on the welding mask, so I don't know what.
Seriously.
It's like electromagnetic.
Could be.
So I literally don't know what's going on with this elevator.
Hi, I'm James LaFleur, and you're watching the
Hi,
Impossible
James.
channel. Welcome aboard. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with
Good job.
notifications on for more videos like this. Today, we're going to be taking a look at unexplained glitches caught on camera, such as this bizarre underwater anomaly that showed up next to Antarctica.
USO.
We're also going to be taking a look at a recent video that surfaced the internet that may shed some light to giants and the Grand Canyon mystery. Also, a creepy encounter with mermaids, cryptids, and paranormal phenomena that will make you question absolutely everything you thought you knew about reality. Are you guys ready? Well, let's go.
So, do it. Impossible channel. Let's go.
Now just imagine the following situation. You're watching a total solar eclipse with your friends or family. It's a beautiful afternoon. When all of a
I wasn't
sudden
even
you
paying
point your camera
attention.
towards the sun and you capture something completely unexplainable on camera. You check your phone video to make sure you're not seeing things, and indeed, you seem to have captured something that wasn't supposed to be there. Sounds like something coming out of a sci-fi movie, doesn't it? But this is exactly what happened with Ishi Arredondo in Texas while recording the eclipse that happened just recently on April 8th in the US. This is what he saw. Check this out.
In Texas.
Bruh.
Look, there's something sliding through the air.
No, look at the shadow, and then you don't see anything. Oh, man. Come on, man. Okay, so this is buffering. I don't know if this is buffering. I have to check with other things to see if everything's buffering. Nope. Other things look okay. What the crap is going on with this video? Anyways, I have to share a story really quick before we continue. So, it was many, many moons ago. I would say, like, Nova. She's now... Shit. I think she's 20. She might be 19. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, that's bad mothering on my part. It's hard to keep up with all the ages. Anyways, she was just a little thing, and there was supposed to be a solar eclipse. I didn't have, one of those cool boxes you can make or anything like that. And so I went out, and instead of looking up into the sun, I used my cell phone and looked up. And with the old cell phones, you get those spots around for the lens. So there was like 1, 2, 3, 4. But I was filming it, and all of a sudden, the UFO went through it. But it's kind of like this. Like, you see it go through really fast, but I don't know. You can't really catch it. You could see the shadow on the clouds, but you don't really see the craft. But I do believe this was not an airplane or a jet. I do believe this is some sort of unidentified flying object, or what do they call it these days? I don't know. Unauthorized flying object? I'm not quite sure. Anywho's, let's continue. The strange shenanigans.
Yo, what the?
And several people saw this
What
too.
looks like some sort of shadow figure can be clearly seen crossing the sky during the eclipse on April 8th. It doesn't look like an airplane, a helicopter, a drone, or
You can't see it after that. It had to be higher up or something, where you couldn't see it. Or maybe it's the cloaking device. I don't know.
Completely baffled by what he had just caught on camera, Ishi Arredondo posted the video to TikTok, and it amassed 35 million views and thousands of comments. Some people believe it's just the shadow of an airplane being cast onto the clouds,
You see the wings?
while others believe it could be a demon or maybe even some sort of dementor or something like that.
No,
Now,
that's too
it could
much.
be the shadow of an airplane, but the problem is, it wasn't just seen from
Look at the
Texas.
shadow.
It was seen from all over the
It's
US,
not an airplane.
Mexico, and other places. And this is where things take a really strange turn.
Oh, whoa, that's a different angle. That's pretty badass.
Whatever this mysterious shadow is, it was.
And also, look at the different clouds. So, there's been so many strange and anomalous cloud formations. And they're like, that's normal. That's just this, or that's just that. Like, why? You know, there's like fluffy clouds with clouds that look like Bob Ross painted it. You know, they're little feathery clouds. I personally think it's my mom painted it. I've always thought that, but really, really weird cloud formations. So originally in the first one, we see the puppy cloud formations. In this one, we see sort of like, not jagged, but it's a cloud with little skitters in it. I don't know. It's pretty interesting. Check it out.
Also captured on camera by Reddit user Affectionate Tie 4085 in Buffalo, New York.
Oh my gosh, I have not seen this one.
In this particular picture, we can see
Holy
what looks like
shnikes.
4 different shadow figures crossing the sky. And it
Seriously.
definitely does not look like the shadow of an airplane. It looks like something else entirely. Strange, isn't it? But it doesn't stop there. The same mysterious shadow was also seen in Mazatlan, Mexico the same day around the same time by Cesar
I went there on my
L.
cruise.
This
I went there on my cruise and I almost didn't make it because I stayed up way too late the night before drinking because I have the drink pass. And got in a little confrontation with my sister. That's the only one we had for the whole cruise. And she woke up and she's like, well, if you're going to go on the outing today, you better get up and get ready. And she left. She left me behind. And then, so I got ready. I left my sunscreen. I paid like $20 for a little small sunscreen to go on this trip. I left it behind and wore my shorts and my Wild Child shirt. I wore my hat. I was sure to do that so I didn't burn my face off. But for the rest of the trip, because of going on that pour down the river, splashing water on my legs, like my legs swelled up. It was so crazy. Also, I almost got left at a cantina in Mexico. Luckily, some guy that was on the bus was like, hey, where's your sister? And they turned around and came and got me, and I was like, trying to find the bus. I'm like, where the fuck is everyone? And then they pulled up, and so I left my vape behind, so I didn't have my vape anymore, but that was freaking scary. Like, people get left behind and are never heard of or heard from again. Like, I could have been one of those peeps. But yes, Mazatlan is also a place where you should be looking for giants. There are giants in Mazatlan. Anywho's, let's go.
Is what he saw.
Mira. Mira. Ya lo
Oh, wow. Mira means look. Wow.
It was also captured on camera by 2 Maria 2019 in New
Hi,
Jersey.
Eva.
Mira lo que cae del cielo. Yo no
Mira
sé
lo
qué
que-
fue lo que cayó.
What?
Si fue muy ciega, lo que yo sé que cayó algo del
It's
cielo. Fíjate
crazy.
bien. Wow, digo como
Is that one of those cigar
se
ones?
desapareció.
Just like many of the other videos, the mysterious shadow disappears out of nowhere. Now, in another video recorded by Fine Apple Vegan, this time in Dallas, we can clearly see that whatever this thing is, it's not an airplane or any other object casting a shadow onto the clouds. It seems like something else entirely, and even though we can't exactly make out what it is, it looks as if some sort of shadow figure descending from the sky. Now, if all of this isn't already very strange, it becomes even stranger when Fine Apple Vegan tries to zoom in on the object, and this is what she captures on camera. Did you see that? This mysterious shadow that crosses the sky very quickly actually looks like the one that 2 Maria captured on camera, and also very similar to the one captured by the Arredondos in Texas.
Seriously.
After these videos were posted to the internet,
I don't
it caught
know.
a lot of attention, and many people had different opinions. Some believe that this is just the shadow of a comet or maybe the shadow of an airplane or any object in the sky, while others state that this is possibly demons that were unleashed by some sort of portal that opened on the date of the eclipse.
What is happening right now? I'm just putting my phone on the welding mask, so I don't know if it's like electromagnetic energy coming at us right now.
Okay, so I have to share that too really quick. So my sister is in prison right now, and we were talking about the eclipse. I was telling her about the schools closing down, different things like that happening. Like, to me, that's really freaky. Like, why would schools close down? They would use this as an educational sort of thing, but they're like, nope, we're gonna close the schools down really quick. Yeah, your landlady, she's old school, I think, Adrian. Anywho's. So she's like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna see it. I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna wear my welding mask, and I'm gonna look up. Well, they weren't able to do that. They actually put them on lockdown. And so she still got to see it. I don't know if it was from like the windows or what. I don't think she didn't get the welding mask, but she said, oh my goodness, you got to hear this. We use potato chip bags. So you know how it's foil and light can get through? They use that. So I hope their eyeballs are okay. I'm really sad they didn't get to use welding masks, but yeah, at least she got to see it. And she said it was so beautiful and amazing. And nothing happened. Everybody was released from school. Everybody was locked down for no apparent reason. 3 days of darkness didn't happen. Maybe 30 minutes. I don't know.
Now it's being pulsed. That is so weird. Is the sun pulsing energy at us?
Okay, also I heard from my husband, you should not use a welding mask. So welding works for welding, but not really the sun. The sun is a whole different dynamic. But let me know in the comments, have you used a welding mask to look at a solar eclipse? And of course it's safe to look when the moon is right in front of it and you just see the ring, or there's the diamond ring effect where there's a little shiny part and then the ring around. Yeah, let me know what you've seen. Is that a UFO over there? That looked like a freaking UFO. Did you see that?
Many others also stated that they felt something eerie and strange during the date of the eclipse. Now, I'm not exactly sure what this mysterious shadow is, but it doesn't
what
look
about
like
the
a
thing over there?
helicopter, an airplane, a comet, or any.
And also, sorry for interrupting, but did you see where somebody was filming it and all of a sudden there was a chunk taken out? It wasn't quite like Pac-Man, but there was a little chunk taken out of the sun and moon. I don't know, that was pretty weird.
Anything like that. It actually looks as if some sort of shadow figure descending from the sky.
Perfectly, right here.
On October 14th, 2023, a YouTube channel by the name of the POV channel drove over to Monument Valley in the Grand Canyon to watch the annular eclipse. Upon arriving Monument Valley region, he set up camp, and the first thing he did was fly his drone around to check these strange rock formations that he had seen on Google Earth. What he saw on his drone video left him completely baffled.
Here's the blocks I was looking at on Google Earth. It looks like one of these cubes is just missing.
Nah, I think it just moved.
There's no
forward.
That is 4 perfect.
That was back. It moved forward for some reason. Could have been an earthquake.
It makes you wonder, where did the middle block go?
Hundreds, if not thousands, of perfectly square-shaped rocks could be seen from his drone. Whatever happened here, it definitely does
very
not
interesting
look like
for
something
sure.
you will find in nature. It actually looks as if these cuts are either man-made or artificial in some way.
They're so straight, so awesome.
During the couple of days that the POV channel spent there recording these megalithic stone
It's
rocks,
cool how they lump too.
he made sure to measure and
Why?
rate them just out of curiosity, and this is what happened.
Uh-oh. Maybe take some goat's grass, that might help. It sucks being alone and doing this stuff. but he still did a really good job.
According to the POV channel and many of his subscribers, the weight of each stone would be around 400 to 800 tons. And being that there are so many equally cut cubes, one could speculate that this is some sort of ancient quarry.
Awesome.
But the question is, who would cut these stones in such a perfect manner, and to build what?
I finally found some saw blade marks. This ancient
What?
temple. They had some
That's
sort
insane.
of
I haven't
machine.
seen that.
You can see the blade
Yeah,
line
and the jaggedness.
is cutting through. Wow. And it's not just straight, it's kind of concave.
On
Yeah, I
many
haven't seen that
places on
before.
Earth, we find structures which could be related or to ETs, to a technology which we do not understand.
Isn't that crazy,
or to
Eva?
giants.
All right, was just hiking up for the night. Ran into this. Gonna be checking it out. Looks like a little bit of a protected porch and another door in the cliff right there. Oh, we're gonna be checking that out.
After being posted, the video caught a lot of attention, and many people were leaving comments and seemed to agree that this looks like a quarry.
That tip would have fit.
A lot of, but people went from that land because they were persecuted, etc., and went overseas. I think a lot of them were lost, but this proves that the Book of Mormon and the Pearl of Great Price is true. But at the same time, perhaps not. It could be something else. Just a thought.
This is the case. Why would someone want to cover this up? And what?
Oh, also I had to add, they've blocked this portion off. Okay, so there's a black gentleman. He's very intelligent. I think he did the Emerald tablets or something like that. I cannot remember his name, but he's amazing. Like, he lost his whole family over a thing with aliens, like alien encounters. And that's very sad. He actually started to cry during a certain interview, but he tried to go the direction of where this path is that leads to where you can see these Egyptian artifacts and carvings and the huge tomb. Like I'm saying, you see tombs where the sarcophagi are laying flat. This is a tomb where there's carvings in the wall. How do you get sarcophagi that high? You have giant friends or something? Like, I don't even know.
What really happened
Mind
in the
warping.
distant past in the Grand Canyon? I want to know your thoughts. What do you really think is going on here? Is this maybe just a coincidence?
I don't know.
Or is it maybe something else entirely?
It's mind-blowing. That's what it is.
Now, I don't know about you, but I'm a really big fan of hiking in the woods. For those who want to escape a little bit from this technological and urban life, it's a perfect outdoor activity. Just so you have an idea, around 120 million people go hiking every year. There are many places all over the world for one to go hiking or camping to see the stars or spend a really good time with friends or family. And even though hiking or trekking are statistically safer than spending a night in the city, it sometimes doesn't go as planned, and things can get a bit creepy. And this is exactly what happened with a couple who decided to go camping and then hiking deep in the woods. This
Ruh-roh.
is what they caught on camera.
I'm scared.
Oh my god, look at that.
I don't like this intro.
So many good memories.
So many good memories at that dock. Why are you going back? If that dock has a lot of good memories, why are you going backwards?
Look at this little hobby hole. Oh my god. Are you okay?
Did you hear that? She went through the bush and just let it slap her in the face. What the fuck is that? Bigfoot. It's Bigfoot.
Dude, it's not a freaking bear. Dude, it's not a freaking
Skunk
bear.
ape?
Dude.
Also, I have to ask you guys, I know we're going to go in overtime for the show. I'm going to try to end the show at the correct time for those on Spreaker, but Bigfoot or skunk ape, do you think those two are the same? Could be, because they both stink. But the way they move, the way they look is kind of different. I think the skunk ape is a little shorter than Bigfoot, but I don't know. I think we're all related. Anyways, let's go. It could be an adolescent too. You never know. It's like, I'm not moving, you can't see me.
Thinks that what they're seeing is a bear. But if we zoom in and slow-mo
Not
the
a bear.
video, we
You're
can
not a
clearly
bear.
see that whatever it is that they're looking at looks like a Sasquatch. At the time, they did what anyone would do. They tried to capture it on camera as much as they could. But when they finally realize that they're too close to it and that this thing is standing up on its own two legs, they get the heck out of there as fast as possible. Unfortunately,
Good idea.
there's not much information about this video, but most internet users agree that this is possibly a legit Sasquatch sighting. But when it comes to creepy and unexplained encounters in the woods, it doesn't stop there. A YouTube channel by the name of Creepy Outdoors 4451 is used to recording videos of his hiking and camping trips. And in one particular video, something really strange happens.
Wow. No light.
Ooh. I'm trying to see what you're seeing. What the fuck are you seeing? Pardon my French, sorry, but
Looks like without any lights.
let me turn this light down. I guess. Nope. Yep. Yeah.
I should get back to camp soon.
At this point, YouTuber Creepy Outdoors had been walking for quite a while deep into the dark woods.
Okay, so if I go looking for Sasquatch, I'm gonna bring some really nice raw meat. Might be venison, might be beef, might be pork, might be something that's generally not in his area. Maybe he's particular to wild Mustang. I don't know. Maybe rabbits or prairie dogs. And to top it off, a dessert that is bountiful for all. Big cups. Reese's Big Cups. Best dessert in the world.
While testing out his new flashlight, he realizes that he was a bit lost. So being an experienced camper and hiker, he calmly tries to find his way back to the campsite. And this is when he caught something chilling on camera. Check this out.
Oh man! That's it. Big. Make it big. Make it bigger.
Which is always fun.
Yeah.
Tree completely derooted.
Yeah. It's a trap. You're being a very good hamster.
I'm pretty sure camp is back this way.
Yeah, pretty sure, huh?
GPS.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you guys ever seen the Blair Witch Project, but damn. This is
Yeah,
just giving
you're
me
in the
Blair
Bigfoot
Witch
Project.
vibes. Super cool.
It's way worse.
Wow.
Way worse, buddy. Look at that.
That's
Okay, so
awesome.
holy shit. Did you guys see that tree that was bent over? Not just one, but two bent over the same direction. Be another tree that fell, but I'm thinking it's a Bigfoot marking. Anyways, let's go. Bigfoot!
Well, at least it'll be a lot easier to walk through here.
See, he just walked under it. Nice. You just went through the line. Okay, so. Did any of you guys notice the two trees bent over right as soon as he went over it? It's like, pretty sure that's a Bigfoot that is mimicking what they've heard humans say. or using human words. I don't know. I do believe they're very intelligent. They're very good at cloaking or hiding or disguising. I don't think they go into vortexes and stuff. Like, a lot of people think, oh, well, they're related to the aliens, so they go into vortexes. I don't think so. I think they're just really good at hide and seek. And they're like, fucking come and find me. Are you brave enough?
I need to get out of here.
It's so dark. Okay. I was scared for a minute. You're freaking me out, dude.
Okay.
By now, even an experienced camper or hiker would be completely creeped out, and this is exactly what happened with Creepy Outdoors 4451. Needless to say, he got the heck out of there as fast as possible and successfully returned to his campsite. But if I were him,
Creepy
I would have not camped there at
Outdoors
all that night.
4451. YouTube. I see you.
Whatever it was that he encountered that night, this ghostly
right as soon as he
voice
went
could have
under
been
that
a
barrier,
person trying to follow him around, or maybe even, according to popular legend,
Bigfoot are
a skinwalker
intelligent.
or a Wendigo trying to lure him into the woods.
I watched The Wendigo last night. That was a good movie.
Stop there.
Oh no. No. I would turn around right then. No. That's a fucking rake, dude. That's a rake. Get the hell out of there. See? It is. It's a freaking rake. Let's go. Get the hell out of there. Y'all's crazy.
This next picture
You
was
got
taken
me.
by Barb Stanbrook Schmidt while hiking in Vancouver Island in October last year. She was with a group of people and they were near Englishman River when all of a sudden they noticed what looked like a humanoid creature staring back at them. At the time, she didn't even think of recording it with her phone camera, but she was fast enough to take a picture of it. This particular picture is going viral on Reddit and many other social medias as possibly a legit picture of what looks like Bigfoot. Now, even though a picture could have been easily edited and photoshopped, it does give out creepy vibes to it. But when it comes to creepy videos caught in the woods, I guess that one of the most unexplained that I've seen so far was captured by Alejandro Soto Vives in Sumidero Canyon in Mexico.
It's not Alessandro, it's Alejandro.
Now, Sumidero Canyon is a very beautiful place located in southern Mexico, and there are quite a few myths and tales about this particular place. Alejandro and his friends had just reached the top of Sumidero Canyon, and this was when all of a sudden they spotted what looked like some sort of humanoid creature swimming on the river below, and this is what they caught on camera.
What the hell is that? What? I don't even know what the hell that is. Huh. Could that be a plane that takes off from the water but a different design? That is so weird. What do you guys think? What was that? I kind of want to go back. Oh, there he is. Okay, so zoom in, please. That'd be nice, but it had like little wings off to the side. Yeah, look at it. Is that actually an aquatic creature, or is that a ship?
Did you see that? What at
Yeah,
first
what the
looks
fuck is
like
that?
A mermaid or some sort of humanoid creature
What? No.
can be seen swimming in the lake.
That is huge. Whatever
After
it
Alejandro
is.
posted the video to his social media, it caught a lot of attention, and most internet users were divided. Some believe that this is just a boat, while others state that this is possibly a mermaid, an ingen, or something else entirely. Other internet users even pointed out that at 19 seconds into the video, we can see what looks like some sort of saucer-shaped object crossing the sky very quickly.
Oh wow, did you see it go fink, fink?
Some
What's
other
that go?
people also left
There it
comments
is.
stating that they have also witnessed something strange in Sumidero Canyon.
Hello, beautiful
In other
Sister
words,
Sandra.
It seems that this place
This
is
is
a
definitely
hotspot
a weird
for
place.
mysterious and unexplained things.
Super hot spot. Oh my god, I hate this one. Hate it.
On video. I'm gonna play it shortly.
But when it comes
Go
to these
fishing, catch a
mysterious
fish.
sightings pertaining mermaids, There was one that happened recently in the Gulf of Mexico, and it was posted by...
Okay, so Adrian, you're saying too many spirits. And I love that show by Watcher. There's just too many spirits. So they drink and read ghost stories, but seriously, there are too many spirits. Is the veil thinning? Is there a ghost in the Hadron Collider? What the frack is happening? I think we're getting closer and closer to the end. Since the beginning of time, people have been talking about the end. Are we really there? What exactly is happening? We'll never know until it really happens, but it's very intriguing and interesting, and we just have to take in account the things we see and we know. Not just hear, you could hear anything, but the things you see and know. Take account of that. Use that still small voice, your little Jiminy Cricket, the Holy Ghost, and go from there.
Magpie 7. This is what she caught on camera.
Okay, for real though, my cat is gonna be gone.
I'm scared. Quit scaring me. You hear it? Okay, so they're saying siren, but I imagine when I've read stories of pirates and people that are sailors and they hear sirens and then they jump over the edge of a ship. I imagine they're singing this beautiful song, kind of like Ariel and the Little Mermaid or something, but it... Like, really? You're gonna jump overboard for that? What the crack is that? Like a vocal spell? I don't know. What do you think? Leave a comment below.
Did you hear that? What sounds like loud, screeching sounds can be clearly heard in Mag's video, and at the time, Mag and her friend were completely creeped out about it. After posting the video, there were thousands of comments of people who believe that this could be a djinn. Others think that this could be a mermaid.
I don't think
due
so.
to the legends and myths that portray mermaids as beings who sometimes try to lure people into the ocean, screaming or singing just like a human.
Okay, so I don't like this. I do believe in manatee. I do believe in mermaids. I do believe in sirens. All of these three things are different. They might be related, but they're freaking different. Yeah, could be a siren.
Human being would. Now, taking
Sorry,
into
I have an
consideration
itch.
that Mag and her friend were trying to find whoever or whatever was screeching out loud, and they didn't, this could possibly be a djinn.
Oh
or maybe a
no!
mermaid. So I searched up for mermaid
No
videos,
djinn.
and what I found was something very similar to the sounds that they were hearing.
Can you hear me?
Okay, this is not a mermaid sound. This is a siren sound. Mermaid sounds are more like angelic, etc. This is a siren sound, and it's supposed to sound very beautiful and such, but I think it's just the waves, the sound waves and stuff that penetrate your brain and make you do certain things. Like, you have no control over yourself, so you just run and jump overboard just to get to it. And that's what they want. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yo, that's instantaneous, bro.
I'm scared, dude.
Out here, man.
Seriously.
The video that you're seeing was recorded by
Look at that!
a fisherman whose account was later banned for mysterious reasons.
I hear him. Where's he at?
So are mermaids and sirens related? I don't know.
What is that noise, bro? What is that noise?
Or
I want to know your thoughts. Do you think that Alejandro and Mag might...
okay, so that's my thought. Like screaming or And then people are like, oh my god, there's a girl out there. I need to go help her. Sirens are just like, or whatever. You might use some whale sounds or orchid sounds. I don't know.
Might have actually encountered.
Oh, look at that! What the frack is that?
Something else entirely?
I don't know.
Now, when it comes to strange and unexplained glitches, there's one that caught a lot of attention, and it was captured on camera just a few days after the eclipse.
So, the whole sky is plugged into something, or what? What the hell is happening with this thing?
On April 8th. Now, what you're looking at is an app called Vent2Sky.
Oh my god, this is one thing I wanted to cover with my TikToks, but like I said, I had sound issues. Okay, so my JLab, I lost my left one. The left one is the one I use mostly. The right one, you have to plug in. Until it works, it won't work. The left one did. This one won't. My Beats would not connect to my computer. I have to find the link, the secret code, to get into that. So I'm wearing my little TessaTNT ears. But this... What the fuck is this? Is this an alien entity? Is this a tsunami caused by a volcano? I don't know. It's coming from Australia? What the fuck is this? Not only does it move upwards, but it kind of gets bigger. Let me know what you think in the comments below, because my mind is blown as far as this goes. Seriously, this is freaking insane. This shows... Is it the Kraken? Is it something else? This shows there's something else out there. We don't know what it is.
It tracks the weather conditions,
could be a giant UFO,
speed, wave, and many other factors. And everything seemed to be as it should, up until 2 days after the eclipse, when a huge anomaly the size of a country showed up just next to South Africa coming out of Antarctica.
It's the mothership.
When the video was first posted to Twitter and many other social medias, speculations ranged from USO, tectonic movement, or something else entirely. But no one had any idea what this thing was. Now, I'm pretty sure you can imagine how this scared the out of a lot of people on the internet when it happened. Just imagine a huge mass traveling underwater very quickly from Antarctica towards South Africa, casting 80-foot tall waves. People were
going this way.
freaking out about it. But if this were to be true, there would be thousands of videos of this phenomena arriving at the coastline, which didn't happen.
Stop.
So this happened.
Okay, stop. Let's pause. Pause for the cause. Okay, mofo. Do you remember what happened in Miami? Videos came out of Miami, whether it be intergalactically like erased or people that were leaving. The police stopped them and looked at their phones and erased this data. Okay, so now we have something coming from the South Pole north towards Australia. What the fuck are we looking at? Is this a tidal wave? No, it's like a fucking mothership. Oh, well, somebody must have had some recording of it. Seriously? So, when these things happen, either the police or the government controls the police, will erase it, or there'll be some sort of, which is very bad, this happened to a family member of mine, there will be some sort of radiatory effect that erases your film or what happened. It'll erase things. You won't be able to capture it. You capture it, but you go back to look at it. Sorry, honey boo boo, it's gone. This thing, did you see the shape of it and how it's moving? Oh, well, this is a tsunami wave. Seriously? I don't think so. But that's super strange. Let's go back to the videos.
10:02.
Had to be some sort of glitch, right?
What's up?
Well,
What do you
maybe
mean?
not. And this is when things
What do you
start to
mean?
take a really strange
I've been
turn.
waiting for so long
This anomaly was
so
first
that I can
captured and
hop
seen
onto
on February
waterproofs.
21st by a Twitter account named Lucas.
Because there's a
Less than 10 minutes. I have like 7 minutes. Is that okay?
hold on.
In this particular
So,
video,
like,
you can see the same
here I
huge
have
mass
0.7,
showing up in the same
0.33,
place,
and
traveling
39.08.
towards
So
South
this
or
is
North Africa.
You have more than 10
But you can
minutes.
see that it
no
happens
less.
a little bit
This is
different this time,
27 to 39.
which suggests that maybe
39 minus
this is not just some
27,
glitch.
so... Oh yeah,
This is when
you
things
got
take
2
an even
minutes?
stranger
What?
turn.
No.
And during the
No,
second time
like
this
7
anomaly
minutes
showed up on
is from
Ventus
Houston.
Sky, there were several strange and
Gosh.
unexplained phenomena that were caught on camera
No, I
in
think you're
different
right,
parts
like
of the world.
12. Yeah. So it's not bad, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just finishing this.
Yeah, I've just been waiting because there's
In
a...
this
know,
video
son.
recorded by Darren Shear
I'm sorry,
in
and I
Cape
tried
Town,
to
South
fix the
Africa,
Century
you
Link,
can
but
see the ocean
they were like,
apparently
"Oh, we're giving you a new
receding due to
service."
strong winds.
Why the heck do I need that? I need a new router, so
The next
we'll have
day,
to
on
talk
April
to
8th, several
There's
people in
a
Spain
special
decide to point
event that
metal
ends in
detectors
8
at the
days,
sky,
which also,
most likely due to some sort of superstition related to the eclipse.
and
And
before the
this
weekend.
is what happens.
Because today's the 8th.
Come on, son, listen. There's a special event happening. And look at those things they're putting up to the sky. Is that metal detectors or what?
Yes, they're metal detectors.
Then on April 11th, one day after the anomaly, Dennis Rosales
That happened from the South
posted
Pole and
a
it kept
very
going
strange
up.
phenomena that happened in
Like,
Guatemala.
unplug your headphones or
No.
like undo your headphones.
Not.
Ah.
Because it'll end all
A
the
few
sounds.
days later in China, a very strange and anomalous cloud showed.
A few days later in China. Anyways, what? I cannot end my headphones. That's
Oh,
my
wait.
sound bank.
Oh, exactly 10 minutes left. Nice job, Mom. Nice pause.
Yeah. No, I'm done. We're 5.
Oh, wait, you're done?
No, we got 10 minutes. You just saw it.
Now you're done.
No, I said, now you know what you're doing. High 5.
Mom, just like how this started.
All right, love you, Sonny Jim. Okay, can you last 10 minutes? You come and sit with me. Look at my handsome boy. He's so handsome.
Goes
Let's
up,
go.
and a lot of people associated its shape being the same one as the
No, I
anomaly
can
that
hear it.
supposedly came out of Antarctica.
Okay, so I have to say, I saw some clouds like that the other day. Anyways, let's go.
And there was one over a certain place that was red and looked like a UFO.
Same freaking thing, dude. Seriously. They're like, oh, it's a tsunami.
An
No, it's something
phenomenon
else.
was caught on camera at Chancay Beach in Peru
Chancay
just
Beach.
a couple of weeks prior to the eclipse and the anomaly. And this
Oh,
is
wait,
what was
go
caught
back to
on
it.
camera.
Okay, can I add something really quick? I'm sorry. Sorry, Floyd, because I know Floyd wants to go play World of Tanks. But not only is this happening in this little tidal pool, but in China and the Philippines and other places, all these fish swept onto the bank and they had the most cumulative effect of catching fish. All they had to do was stand there and wait for them to come. And they're just like, oh my God, I'm going to feed my family forever. Why? What is out there that is chasing the fish in? I don't know. What do you think? Leave a comment below. Oh my gosh, it's scary.
Oh, it's boiling.
Is it boiling or fish flopping?
It's boiling. They literally just said it's boiling.
Like little hydrogen bubbles? Fish tails?
Strange, isn't it?
It's boiling.
It all
You
points
can-
out that maybe this is
It
all
is
just
strange.
a coincidence.
Strange,
but many
isn't
people
it?
on the internet believe that it's not.
Hey, it's Glamham. Quick update
Look at
on
that
this
spot.
strange
That spot
anomaly
freaks me out.
that was seen by the satellite.
It just gets bigger and bigger.
of Ventus
I think it's a
Sky.
mothership.
They claim that it's a glitch. The
I was gonna
situation
kiss it.
happened earlier on February 25th
Right, I was just
as
gonna
well,
kiss it
which
bad.
made one wonder why the glitch wasn't fixed.
But here's a neat
Doesn't
and
trust
peculiar
me.
thing. If you zoom in on Google Earth, you see a lot of islands, very common, little names on them. But there's one island that does not have a name, and it is
Here, I don't think you can hear.
Oh, look. Ready?
Just put your ear next to this.
So,
So I want to know your thoughts. What do you think is going on
No,
here?
it's
Is this maybe
too
just a
early.
Messing up
coincidence,
my hairs,
a
dude.
glitch in Vantu's sky system, or is it something else entirely?
Is that better or worse?
Oh, look.
Yeah.
Moving the water.
Seriously.
Now, even though ghosts or paranormal
What if there's
phenomena
something in the
haven't been...
Oh my god. Okay, so that scene... No, you weren't there for The Exorcist. Adrian knows what I'm talking about. He's like, oh my god, I just watched The Exorcist, the 2023 version, and it was fucking scary because this entity, I shall not speak his name, was not just in one person. He was everywhere. And he was saying, just wait till my brothers and sisters get here. Well, I never met your brothers and sisters, but he was in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. So weird. Anywho, let's go.
Officially proven by experts or scientists, it's something that is considered as a real phenomenon in several different cultures.
Never do that, son.
Nowadays, most of Western civilization does not believe in ghosts